It's Wednesday, April 22nd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 men have been arrested in the death of a 27-year-old woman in St. John almost 5 years ago. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And Deep Purple Slice, Canadian comedy legend Bruce McCullough joins us in studio. Actually, it will be a Zoom call. And to tell us all about his show that's been selling out across the country, he's ending it on the East Coast.
Plus, Stars on Ice. Crystal heads over to the ice to speak with Olympians about headlining this year's tour. All that and so much more just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in and join us. Happy Earth Day to you. It's April 22nd. We're midway through the week. We love the Earth.
Yes, we do.
Heaven for the Earth. What a great thing. So happy to be on it. And reminding us how wonderful gravity is, keeping us on the Earth when we saw people on the Artemis 2 mission.
Oh,
yes.
How, like, you know, they don't have gravity.
Yeah, there's been so much reflection, too, like having that Artemis 2 mission about space and space exploration, and also just protecting the Earth and the planet that we do call home. And if you're going to be sticking around for the show, coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, we're going to be learning about Recycle My Electronics, the importance of taking care of that stuff at the end of their life cycle as well. If you haven't reduced and reused when it's time to recycle it, how to do so properly.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
And then at the end of the 8 o'clock hour, last interview, will be my big reveal of the routine I learned yesterday.
I can't wait.
On the ice for Stars on Ice, which is awesome. I love Stars on Ice.
Exciting.
Anyway, kicks off Halifax Thursday and Friday in Moncton. Then they head off across the country. So weather-wise today, what are we looking at?
Well, it is colder yet again.
It is.
Yeah, we are still seeing that cold air continue to track across the region. Lots of sunshine, though, as you can see from our live eye in Halifax. Clear skies early this morning. We are going to see currently, though, -6 degrees as you leave your home. So as I mentioned, feeling quite cold. This is not even factoring in that wind chill across the region. It is -4 degrees in Fredericton, -7 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -3 degrees in Sydney, -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill factoring in early this morning, helping to cool things down. Newfoundland, Labrador feeling colder this morning as well. A special weather statement remains in effect for parts of Newfoundland until this evening, still expecting snow and freezing rain. We do now have a snowfall warning, a freezing rain warning across parts of Newfoundland, also a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Labrador. Over to our forecast today for the Newfoundland. We are going to see that active weather starting off the day. Snow at times heavy, ice pellets, risk of freezing rain tracking across the province today. That will start to make its way over to Labrador as well. For the Maritime region, we do have a low chance of some showers into the afternoon, but other than that, lots of sunshine throughout your day today. In terms of the wind, it's going to be quite light throughout the day. As of right now, though, 26 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Canso, 28 into Grand Etang, 24 in Sydney. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 35 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for later this morning after announcing yesterday that they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. McKenzie was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. In April of 2023, police charged a woman for improperly interfering with human remains in the case, while a 36-year-old man was arrested and released without charges. Police now say they've charged a 39-year-old man with manslaughter, kidnapping, forcible confinement, and other charges. That news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant in Moncton started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Diepp's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse so firefighters could get to the blaze, and adds the sprinkler system did its job. No one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. A Nova Scotia woman battling terminal ovarian cancer is battling terminal ovarian cancer and bureaucracy. After multiple failed rounds of chemotherapy, Lisa McDonald says there is a drug that could extend her life. However, it's not publicly covered and it costs tens of thousands of dollars. The family was told by doctors the 43-year-old could have at least 12 more months with consistent use of the drug.
I have 2 children graduating. I have a 16-year-old learning to drive. I have another child that's cooking and going to Finland for it. I have things I want to see, things I want to be there for.
Unfortunately, the drug is not covered by provincial health care, so we'd have to pay out of pocket. I checked with my insurance company, it's not covered by them either, and the cost is around $30,000 per dose every 28 days.
The province says it is in active negotiations with the company that makes the drug, but with very little time, the family is counting on a fundraiser to help cover the cost of Lisa's first dose, which is scheduled for Monday. The flood watch continues in New Brunswick with a number of warnings, watches, and advisories in place. Gagetown is at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg, they're still under a flood warning today. River levels in the capital city reached a peak of 6.2 meters on Monday.
We don't reach, any significant impact until about 7 meters. So we're looking at a minimal impact of flooding for our area. Although, weather can change, and these are predictions.
With some wooded areas along the St. John River now covered in water, drivers are also once again being warned that more wildlife may be forced out on the road. It looks like a controversial land sale in Cape Breton that has many councillors feeling they were left in the dark is about to become an RCMP matter. The piece of land in the Sidport Industrial Park is seen as a key to future port development, and a number of councillors have expressed disappointment it was sold without their knowledge. On Tuesday, the city's chief administrative officer admitted things could have been handled differently, but the sale was bound to an agreement made by previous council back in 2015. In the end, Councillor Gordon MacDonald put forth a motion of his own.
So be it resolved that Council requests the Royal Canadian Mounted Police assess the circumstances of the Sidport transaction to determine whether further investigation is warranted, that the referral be made without allegation and supported by all relevant documentation. Staff be directed to compile and provide all materials necessary to support a complete review, and Council pursue paralegal, legal, administrative review as appropriate.
Now, that motion was carried with only one councillor voting against. Finally, tourists spent $3.7 billion in Nova Scotia last year. That's up 8% from 2024. Officials say there were 79,000 more visitors, with more coming from within Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Western Canada, and overseas. There were fewer tourists from Ontario and the U.S., though. Tourism Nova Scotia spent about $14 million marketing the province last year. It's always interesting to hear where people are visiting from and why they're visiting as well. Oh my gosh, the gorgeous fall colors. Oh, months away from now. We got to get those leaves in first.
Yeah, yes. I'll wait, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Our region is wonderful, especially when the weather's nice.
Especially when the weather's nice. I always love being around the region and then seeing the tourists come in around, especially around the summer, and walking around the waterfront or something, and they say, where do you recommend for going somewhere to eat, what to see? I love having those conversations.
I love being a tourist here myself. I've been here for 5 years, and I still love to look at new places to go and just kind of go on not even on a map or a destination, just to drive. Right?
Yeah, just to explore. There's so much to see.
All right, well, maybe you're heading to Vancouver sometime and checking out West Coast tourism for your next day. How would you like to sleep in a tiny windowless room? Yeah, That is the experience you can have at the proposed Nano Hotel in Vancouver, which will have 400 rooms called nanopods, each about 3 square meters. So the room will be full height, meaning there is enough room to stand up, thank heaven, but they don't have windows. However, each pod is ventilated and visitors would have to share bathrooms. So I know it sounds amazing. The proposal notes into the targeting urban travelers between 18 and 34 years old. So I am older than that.
Not
so this
me.
is not for me, but
No.
maybe if you're younger and you just want to have this kind of like communal experience, probably cheaper.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does not sound, that honestly sounds like a nightmare to me.
Oh my goodness, I would be there in there hyperventilating, like
No window in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
open the door.
My gosh.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
You just even to hit it home hard, like, no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to work there as a housekeeper. Like, that would just be awful.
I wonder what a fire inspector watching right now is like, like what is the escape plan? I mean, obviously that would have to get approved for it to be built. That is definitely for that age group, I would say. The like, okay, I'm saving as much money as I can. I don't care where, as long as I have a safe, secure place to sleep, lay my head, get up and go.
But couldn't they just at least put a little window in each room? Like, it's wide enough for a bed, it's wide enough for a window.
Even like the tiniest like peephole.
peephole.
Something.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's proposed, so we'll see if it actually flies.
Wow. Okay. It was an interesting conversation starter.
It did indeed.
All right, still ahead, we'll have a look at your news from outside of Atlantic Canada, and Latavia has a forecast for within Atlantic Canada, and this is one of the most iconic sites, probably one of the most popular tourist destinations around here, Piggy's Cove. The forecast is next.
Good morning and happy Wednesday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:14. We're taking a live look at Lunenburg. Beautiful skies early this morning. We are going to see sunshine starting off your day. Cold, though, at -2. We will be seeing increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, being left with mainly cloudy skies. It is cold yet again this morning, colder even than yesterday morning across the region. -5 degrees in Fredericton, -7 into Charlottetown, -5 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, -2 in Sydney, -1 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland until this evening, expecting around 10 to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation, freezing rain at around 2 to 5 millimeters. We also have a snowfall warning in effect, looking at around 15 to 20 centimeters of snow until overnight tonight. A freezing rain warning also remaining around 2 to 15 millimeters expected. And we do have a snowfall warning for parts of Labrador until overnight tonight, looking at around 15 to 20 centimeters as well. So here's a look at that current system tracking across much of Newfoundland. We are going to see snow, at times heavy. Then we see a risk of some ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain. And then in behind that, we will see a transition over to rain. It's going to continue throughout the day today, spreading over into Labrador. So we are going to see that snowfall and mixed precipitation make its way over into this evening. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine starts off your day, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, still being left with sunshine, though, for parts of the Maritime region. We have a low chance of some isolated showers expected into the northern region of New Brunswick. But other than that, into tonight, we do have a system making its way over. A low chance of showers and or flurries expected for parts of the Maritime region. Temperatures cool down yet again. Another colder day is expected tomorrow. So on Thursday, if you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for the southwestern region of New Brunswick, for Yarmouth, and then seeing the totals accumulate for Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at around 2 to 10 centimeters for Labrador, and the heavies being around 15 to 30 centimeters for St. Anthony. For a rainfall outlook, going to remain quite light in activity, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for St. Anthony, but then the heaviest being St. John's, Newfoundland, at around 10 to 20 millimeters. For forecast today for New Brunswick, seeing lots of sunshine, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, still being left with a mix of sun and cloud. We also have a low chance of shower activity for the northern region of the province into the afternoon. Then into the evening, a low chance of showers and or flurries spreads across the province. Daytime highs will range from 6 to 9. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 1 to 4 degrees today, mainly sunny skies across the island. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will be around 0 to 8 degrees. We have a mix of sun and cloud, seeing lots of sunshine into the afternoon as well. And pretty light wind out of the north, 20 kilometers per hour. For the rest of Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 6 to 10. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Into the evening, though, a low chance of showers and or flurries for the Tri-County area. For Labrador today, we're looking at a high of 3 degrees, lots of sunshine, 3 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland as well. Freezing rain transitions over to rain. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Security has been stepped up at tourist sites across Mexico after a Canadian woman was shot and killed Monday, and more than a dozen others were wounded at a popular historic site. Authorities believe the attack was planned. CTV's Adrian Gabriel looks at what we know about the shooter and the potential motive.
Gunshots can be heard piercing through the air as screams echo from the base of the Teotihuacan pyramids as tourists run for cover. This all taking place at one of the most popular tourist destinations on the planet. The shooting was initially reported at 11:20 a.m. on Monday. This web camera recording of the historic site shows the first moments as visitors began to run for their lives. A closer look shows the gunman pacing, holding the .38 caliber firearm he used to kill one Canadian. The deadly attack injuring at least 13 more, including a 29-year-old Canadian woman and a 6-year-old boy from Colombia. The Teotihuacan pyramids are located here, roughly 45 kilometers northeast of Mexico City, making it a popular day trip from Mexico's capital. The shooter has been identified as 27-year-old Julio Cesar Yasso of Mexico. Seen here carrying a backpack, Mexican authorities say inside they found pamphlets related to an infamous U.S. mass shooting.
There's a shooting up here at Columbine High School.
The Monday attack coinciding with the April 1999 anniversary of the Columbine High School massacre in Colorado, where 2 students opened fire, killing 13 classmates and 1 teacher. Today, Mexico's president shared her condolences with the family of the Canadian killed, as did Prime Minister Mark Carney.
We're working with Mexican authorities on the situation, but it's a sad day.
It's a day that many witnesses who survived are still coming to terms with.
Some of the tourists started screaming, ducking, and running.
While some ran, others jumped to a landing below, alongside the pyramid.
We kind of try to hold on with our hands and kind of extend our full body length and then let ourselves drop from there.
Following roughly 10 minutes of terror, the Mexican National Guard shot Ramirez in the leg as he climbed near the pyramid's peak. That's where he turned the weapon on himself and took his own life. With Mexico set to co-host the upcoming FIFA World Cup alongside the United States and Canada, there are now calls for tighter security measures in that country. Ottawa is calling on a prompt and thorough investigation. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Iran has fired on a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz, damaging the vessel and complicating potential peace talks. The early morning attack came just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump announced the Americans would indefinitely extend the ceasefire with Iran, which was due to expire today. Online that he's directed the military to continue the blockade and remain ready and able. He says he'll extend the ceasefire until Iran comes up with what he calls a unified proposal. A quick break. On the other side, we will return with your top news headlines, top business headlines rather, and your must-see moment from TSN. We'll be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Next time they should use the dramatic music.
Right?
Very dramatic. It was a big day, but still, that's very dramatic music. All right, it is almost 6:25 and time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. We're taking a trip to the Garden in Boston for this one. It's the Celtics and Pistons, game 2 of your Eastern Conference first round. And check out Jaylen Brown. Takes it to the rack, puts a Dembona on a poster. Vicious dunk by the Celtics guard. He finished with 36 in this one, but none bigger than that poster. Definitely worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight we've got more action from the association for you. It is game 2 between the Magic and Pistons. It all begins 7 p.m. Eastern over on CSN 1 and 4. It's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now over to our business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Washington collected about $160 billion in tariffs that the U.S. Supreme Court later deemed illegal. Walmart's filing a claim. It's owed an estimated $10 billion. Nike could get a $1 billion refund. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says about a third of Canadian exporters paid hefty tariffs because their goods did not qualify under the CUSMA exemption. Refund claims go through U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Still in the U.S., Amazon is getting in on obesity care. It has a primary care division called Amazon One Medical. Patients can get a virtual appointment with a doctor and then get their weight loss medication delivered to them right away. Its prices are said to be comparable to other pharmacy providers. 3M, maker of Post-it notes, reported earnings. Sales are up over 1% year over year, hitting $6 billion in its latest quarter. Besides stickies, the company makes roofing products and electronic materials, but has been working to pivot and add more data center products to its list. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.15. West Texas Intermediate is up over $2 to 89.67. Western Canadian Select up over $3 to 68.48. And the TSX lost 551 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick today, lots of sunshine. We do have showers for the northern region, a low chance of that happening. 7 degrees today with showers and or flurries into the evening for the province. On a Thursday, 7 degrees, showers and or flurries continue. And then on Friday, 5 degrees is your daytime high. We do have a low chance of showers and or flurries for parts of the province. For Nova Scotia, 6 degrees today with sunshine. We do have evening showers and or flurries for parts of the province, specifically into the southern region. On Thursday, 5 degrees, isolated showers and or flurries yet again. On Friday, 5 degrees, increasing cloudiness expected into the afternoon, evening flurries for Cape Breton. Prince Edward Island looking at 0 today, mainly sunny skies. 5 degrees for Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud, isolated showers into the afternoon. On Friday, 2 degrees with flurries.
Coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about what actually gets us out of bed in the morning. A conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Amanda, Crystal, and Latavia, starting off your Wednesday morning with you. I had to dust off the gloves yesterday, the toque, the kind of thicker early spring jacket, because it was just so cold. And I know you talked about the cold yesterday, but once I was actually out there in it, I thought, wow, this is really cold for getting towards mid-late April. Felt like it, for me at least.
Yeah, I concur. Temperatures dropping below the freezing line yet again. It's cold this morning. Although a beautiful sunny start to your day in Charlottetown, -7 degrees right now, and that's not factoring in that wind chill. So we are going to see cooler temperatures across Atlantic Canada. In terms of our weather, temperatures will continue to cool down and remain below seasonal. For our daytime highs today, it is -5 in Fredericton, -7 degrees in Charlottetown, -5 in Halifax, -2 degrees in Sydney, -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. All right, we're going to go over to our wind chill now. So it is -3 degrees currently in Fredericton, -7 in Halifax. You can feel that coolness. And we are going to see for Newfoundland and Labrador, it continues to cool down yet again. So into our special weather statement for Newfoundland, you can see here we're expecting some mixed precipitation to track across the region today. And then for our snowfall warning, we do have that in effect, as well as a freezing rain warning. And we're looking at a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland. For our satellite and radar, you can see here that activity already tracking across Newfoundland, mixed precipitation throughout the day today. And then for our current wind, 28 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 24 in Sydney, 33 in Canso. Wind gusts getting up to 37 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 33 in Sydney. That's a look at your weather. We'll have a full look coming up, but first we're going to take a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for today after announcing they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. The 27-year-old was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. At the time, police said they were investigating her death as suspicious, and they were also investigating it as indignity to a human body. St. John police now say they arrested 2 men on Tuesday following a lengthy and complex investigation. Police have not released the names of the men. The news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant in Moncton started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Diepp's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse. That's so firefighters could access the fire. Though the fire chief adds the sprinkler system did its job, no one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. The flood watch continues in New Brunswick with a number of warnings, watches and advisories in place. Gagetown is at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg are still under a flood warning today. On Monday, river levels in the capital city reached a peak of 6.2 meters.
We don't reach, any significant impact until about 7 meters. So we're looking at a minimal impact of flooding for our area. Although, weather can change and, these are predictions.
With some wooded areas along the St. John River now covered in water, drivers are also being warned that more wildlife may be forced out on the road. 9 years after a former Nova Scotia soldier murdered his family before taking his own life, we're getting an update on what's actually changed following a public inquiry into what happened. The high-profile Desmond inquiry produced 25 recommendations to avoid a future tragedy, most focused on gender-based and intimate partner violence, mental health, and community safety, as well as policing.
A lot of these recommendations, if you look at them, very little in that work is one single department. It all cuts across many departments.
Veterans Affairs Canada has introduced automatic mental health coverage for veterans applying for disability benefit for certain mental health conditions.
The inquiry was told Lionel Desmond suffered from PTSD and a brain injury after serving in Afghanistan. He shot and killed his wife, daughter, and mother before turning the gun on himself. A Nova Scotia woman is battling terminal ovarian cancer and bureaucracy. After multiple failed rounds of chemotherapy, Lisa McDonald says there is a drug that could extend her life. However, it's not publicly covered, and it costs tens of thousands of dollars. The family was told by doctors the 43-year-old could have at least 12 more months with consistent use of the drug.
I have 2 children graduating. I have a 16-year-old learning to drive. I have another child that's cooking and going to Finland for it. I have things I want to see, things I want to be there for.
Unfortunately, the drug is not covered by provincial health care. So we'd have to pay out of pocket. I checked with my insurance company. It's not covered by them either. And the cost is around $30,000 per dose every 28 days.
The province says it's in active negotiations with the company that makes the drug, but with very little time, the family is counting on a fundraiser to help cover the cost of Lisa's first dose, which is scheduled for Monday. 100 new apartments housing more than 300 people will be built at the foot of the McKay Bridge in Dartmouth. The province announced the units will be part of a larger development planned at Shannon Park. That's the long vacant site of a former military community. The apartments will join another 930 affordable homes on the space. Construction is expected to begin soon. Finally, an elaborate publicity stunt by Canadian rapper Drake brought chaos, confusion, and some excitement to Toronto. So fans flocked to a massive formation of ice blocks after Drake teased that the release date of his latest album was buried somewhere inside. So some fans used sledgehammers, picks, and even fire to try to crack the mystery. One Toronto streamer actually climbed atop the icy mountain, pulled out a blue waterproof bag showing the name of the new album.
What? He was near the top. Wow.
Yeah, called Iceman. And if you're wondering, the release date's going to be May 15th. You can see the police and emergency officials not too happy about all this.
Of course.
Right?
What a commotion.
Chances that it was right near the top.
Right?
Wow. Well, got attention.
Listen, I mean, for better or worse, it definitely got attention.
What's funny is that I saw news reports coming out of Toronto yesterday, and they were comparing how big the ice was and how long it would actually take to melt. And they said it was as big, it weighed as much as like a blue whale. That's what they said.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
And they're like, it would take like 2 weeks to melt.
That's wild.
Well, that guy's like, just climb on top and chisel it.
Oh my gosh, I love that fans were that excited to get. Anyway, we know the Iceman cometh. All right, it's 6:39. We have a fantastic new contest to tell you about. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. Well, that's up to you. To enter the contest, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're about to see on the screen. Enter the code word along with your information to get your chance to win. Today's word is bills. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest is open now, continues for the next little while. You can enter every day. Tomorrow, tune in again for a new chance to win, new code word.
Good luck to you. Still ahead, we'll have your entertainment headlines from Hollywood. But first, it is the Move Morning Chat. Maybe you're just getting out of bed and you're like, I gotta get up. CTV's Your Morning Atlantic is on. We want to know what gets you out of bed in the morning. Stay with us. Our conversation's next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 6:43. We're taking a live look at Hampton. -8 degrees starting off your day, so it is feeling quite cold, especially when you factor in that wind chill. But lots of sunshine early this morning before increasing cloudiness, leaving mainly cloudy skies into the late afternoon. It is cold right across the region, still seeing cold air track across and will continue to even for our daytime highs. As of right now, -5 degrees in Fredericton with -7 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -5 in Halifax with -2 degrees in Sydney, -21 over in Labrador City, and -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement still remaining in effect until this evening for parts of Newfoundland. Still expecting snow at around 10 to 20 centimeters and freezing rain at around 2 to 5 millimeters. A snowfall warning also in effect until overnight tonight, and we have a freezing rain warning as well, looking at around 2 to 15 millimeters. And a snowfall warning for parts of Labrador until overnight tonight, 15 to 20 centimeters. So here's a look at the system currently tracking across Newfoundland. Snow at times heavy, a risk of ice pellets and freezing rain in behind that. Into the afternoon, we'll start to see rain move in as well. This system will make its way over to Labrador, bringing that mixed precipitation their way. For the maritime region, starting off the day with lots of sunshine, then increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. A low chance of showers for the northern region of New Brunswick, but other than that, we aren't going to see active weather until this evening. A low chance of showers and or flurries into the forecast for parts of the Maritime region. That will continue in the forecast for Thursday as well. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 0 to 2 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick and as well as into Yarmouth. Seeing totals here though, 2 to 10 centimeters for Labrador, and the heavies being for St. Anthony, 15 to 30 centimeters. For our rainfall outlook, going to remain quite light and seeing around 2 to 20 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 6 to 9 degrees. Lots of sunshine with increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. A low chance of some shower activity for the northern region of the province, and then showers and or flurries expected into the evening. Prince Edward Island, daytime highs between 1 to 4. Mainly sunny skies throughout your day today. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 0 to 8. We have lots of sunshine throughout your day today. Clouds will continue to clear out into the afternoon. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 6 to 10. We have lots of sunshine, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. For the Tri-County area, a low chance of showers and or flurries. For Labrador City, 3 degrees today and lots of sunshine. 3 degrees as well for your daytime high in St. John's, Newfoundland. Freezing rain will transition over to rain into the afternoon and evening. For our forecast on Thursday, you can see here a chance of showers returns for parts of all 3 maritime provinces and or flurries. Newfoundland and Labrador still going to see some mixed precipitation. And into our forecast for Friday, a lot of this system slowly begins to clear out, but still holding on to a low chance of showers and or flurries for parts of really all across Atlantic Canada. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. Wakey, wakey. It's time for the Move Morning Chat. This morning we're talking about what actually gets you out of bed in the morning. What inspires you to get out of bed? Aaron, Peter?
Nothing inspires me to get out of bed. But listen, I wanted to, we got talking about this because Jess, who does our weekend show on Move, she posted about this on social media and she kind of shared a bit of a hack. She struggles with getting out of bed in the morning. She's always hitting snooze. And she said that she started putting a bottle of water on her nightstand table. And the first thing she does when her alarm goes off is she forces herself to chug the entire bottle. And she swears by it. She says it almost like shocks her body into waking up right away and just getting up and getting on with the day. So we were chatting about that. And I'm going to try to implement this because I don't know about you guys, but if you can see this, these are all my alarms that I set. Like I could go on and on.
Whoa, you're beating me. Whoa.
100 alarms because I'm so paranoid about getting up. So my 100 alarms get me up. I'm taking a piece from Jess's book, though, moving forward.
Wow, okay. I have 30, and that surpasses mine. Yeah, just in case.
30 alarms?
Yeah, I don't know why we are the way we are.
Okay, little secret. I have 2 alarms. I set my phone for Do Not Disturb. I have 2 alarms, and I never hear the second one. I'm always up. And here's the reason. What gets me up in the morning after decades of getting up way too early, for me, 4 o'clock in the morning, I get up on the weekends at 4 o'clock in the morning. On vacation, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But it has nothing to do with any kind of internal clock. It's all about my bladder. 4 o'clock in the morning, my body is trained to say, get the heck up. You have to run to the bathroom. And so if I'm being honest, and you know we're honest, what gets me up in the morning is my bladder.
Nice.
I really appreciate this honesty. I think it's so funny. Your body's just so accustomed to that. Like,
yes.
it is time it's time to get up.
I'm dying.
Okay, what about you, Latavia?
I'm with Aaron. Nothing.
Nothing?
I'm not even here right now. I am a ghost of former Latavia's past. No, I'm just joking. Honestly, if I didn't love what I do, I would not get up. Simple. I've had so many jobs in the past where I'm like, no, not doing that, or I don't like it. I'm moving on. But yeah, this is something that definitely still inspires me, and I have fun. But do I want to get up at 2:30 in the morning? No, but I do after 30 alarms.
So I also have a lot of alarms, of course, set it early to come into work. So I'm going to jump ahead and say to the weekend, the thing that gets me up the most, our child's 8 now, so he can get up on his own and he can, you know, entertain himself for a little bit. Doesn't need us to watch him. But it's our dog. Our dog is so used to having me leave first thing in the morning during the week that when it's the weekend, what he does does is he comes to my side of the bed and he puts his face right next to me, and he's next to our wall and his tail is wagging. So I just hear whack, 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 whack. And I see just like these big brown eyes staring at me, because our weekend routine, if I'm home in the morning, he knows that we are going to go outside and we're going to play ball in the backyard together.
Aww.
That's our tradition.
That's so cute. My dog, I'm like, no, not now. Lay back down.
Yeah, right.
No, he does that and then he cries and whimpers.
Aww.
So I got to get up. So we're putting this question to our viewers. Send us a text at 10400. What actually gets you out of bed in the morning? We're also accepting funny answers as well. We'll share your text later on in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. It's 6:54. We're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Top Gun is flying back into theaters for 1 week only. Tom Cruise announcing on Instagram that both 1986's Top Gun and 2022's Top Gun Maverick will re-release in theaters on May 13th to celebrate the franchise's 40th anniversary. And if you can still feel the need for speed, Paramount confirmed a third Top Gun film is in development. They co-starred in the Devil Wears Prada films, and now actors Emily Blunt and Stanley Tucci are getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They'll be honored with a double ceremony next week. Wednesday is going to Paris. Netflix has released its first look at Season 3 of the hit series, which depicts Wednesday and her sidekick Thing in front of the Eiffel Tower. Wednesday Season 3 is currently in production.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
And happy birthday to actor Jack Nicholson, the 3-time Academy Award winner, is turning 89 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's a look at your entertainment headlines. Happening now in local news, police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for later this morning after announcing late yesterday that they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie, who died 5 years ago. Plus, Gagetown, it's at the flood stage, and the St. John River, it is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg, they're still under a flood warning today. We'll have the latest on River Watch just ahead, plus all the building buzz in the city of St. John. Lots of construction happening in the port city. We'll take a closer look at that, but first it's a look at the 3-day with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. Lots of sunshine across New Brunswick today. A low chance of showers to the northern region this afternoon. Showers and or flurries into the evening. On Thursday, looking at a high of 7, we do have a low chance of showers and or flurries continuing. On Friday, 5 degrees, showers and or flurries yet again. For Nova Scotia, 6 degrees today, lots of sunshine into the evening, a low chance of showers and or flurries for the Tri-County area. On Thursday, 5 degrees, isolated showers and or flurries continues. On Friday, looking at a high of 5, lots of sunshine, increasing cloudiness with a low chance of flurries for Cape Breton. Prince Edward Island, 0 today with mainly sunny skies. Sunshine starts off the day on Thursday with a high of 5, showers into the afternoon, a low chance of flurries on Friday with a high of 2 degrees.
It's Wednesday, April 22nd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 men have been arrested in the death of a 27-year-old woman in St. John 5 years later after her body was discovered. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And recycling your electronics. We look at how important and easy it is to recycle your used goods. That's in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7 o'clock. Be prepared for a colder day ahead. Yet again.
Cold day. Cold Earth Day.
Yes, it is. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. Just a great time to just take a moment and I guess reflect on how to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And I'm really looking forward to having Recycle My Electronics come in to talk about how we can give those old gadgets new life when they are dead and done.
When you're done with them, if they have life left, of course you can donate them for someone else to enjoy. The three of us might find it in the thrift store and buy it. Or if it's completely at its end of life, they completely take it apart. They have the capabilities now to reuse everything. Like,
That's amazing.
It's incredible that it really has a second life. And then, gosh, possibly a third after that.
Exactly. Instead of just having a drawer filled with dead tech.
Oh, I know. Do you ever keep the old box, the new box that your cell phone came in?
Oh, yes, they all are. All my old cell phones are in the box.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for.
I know.
Yeah, but maybe our next guest, Melia, will let us know what the heck we should be doing with those things. In any case, cold. You were saying how cold it is. I agree.
Yeah.
It is. Well, look at the snow still hanging on just fine in Brookville. Not going to melt too much right now.
No, it's still quite cold. Beautiful sunny day ahead, though, over in Prince Edward Island. As of right now, it is -6 degrees in your area. Definitely factoring in that wind chill as well early this morning. So -7 in Charlottetown with -2 degrees in Sydney, -5 in Halifax this morning, as well as at Fredericton, -6 degrees in Cartwright, -4 in Corner Brook. Taking a look at that wind chill across the Maritime region, it is feeling quite cold, especially for Labrador and parts of Newfoundland. Temperatures will rise, but still remaining way below seasonal for our daytime highs. We do have a special weather statement in effect until this evening for parts of Newfoundland, as well as a snowfall and freezing rain warning. And we have a snowfall warning in effect until overnight tonight for parts of Labrador. Here's a look at that system tracking across Newfoundland, bringing a wintry mix across that province today. Will start to make its way over into Labrador this afternoon. And for the Maritime region, lots of sunshine in the forecast, but we do have a low chance of showers for the northern region of New Brunswick into the afternoon. In terms of the wind, it's going to be quite light today. As of right now, we're seeing 33 kilometers per hour in Canso, 28 into Grand Etang, 24 in Sydney, wind gusts of 37 in Grand Etang, and 33 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you. We begin in New Brunswick. Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for later this morning after announcing they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. The 27-year-old was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. At the time, police said her death was suspicious and they were investigating it as indignity to a human body. St. John police now say they arrested 2 men on Tuesday following a lengthy and complex investigation. A 39-year-old is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter and forcible confinement, while a 40-year-old man is facing charges of being an accessory after the fact and improperly interfering with human remains. Police have not released the names of the accused. That news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant in Moncton started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Dieppe's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse so firefighters could get to the blaze. No one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. The flood watch continues in New Brunswick with a number of warnings, watches, and advisories in place. Gagetown's at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg are still under a flood warning today. On Monday, river levels in the capital city reached a peak of 6.2 meters.
We don't reach any significant impact until about 7 meters. So we're looking at a minimal impact of flooding for our area. Although, weather can change and, these are predictions.
With some wooded areas along the St. John River now covered in water, drivers are once again being warned that more wildlife may be forced out on the road. Tourists spent $3.7 billion in Nova Scotia last year, up 8% from 2024. Officials say there were 79,000 more visitors, with more coming from within Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Western Canada, and overseas. There were fewer tourists from Ontario and the U.S., though. Tourism Nova Scotia spent about $14 million marketing the province last year. It's hard to spot the sky through the cranes in St. John right now. Construction's become a familiar sight as cranes pop up all around the port city. CTV's Avery McRae has more on the building buzz.
The St. John skyline has seen some new additions springing up to start the construction season.
It's been something that we've been aspiring for. We want to see that movement. We want to see that vitality. We want to see that excitement that the cranes bring.
Multiple cranes have appeared in recent months around the port city, none more noticeable than the one that continues to build up a 152-unit high-rise in the heart of Uptown. In an email to CTV, site developer Percy Wilbur says the exterior walls are expected to be completed next week.
Right now, there's a little under 700 units actively under construction in the Greater St. John region. Put it in context, we've never seen this high a number since CMHC started collecting the data in the early 1990s.
Jeff Sears says the cranes are bringing growth to the city not seen in several years, and they aren't just focused on raising apartment buildings. A pair of large cranes are busy on the city's west side with a $1.5 billion expansion of the Irving Pulp and Paper Mill, dubbed Project Next Gen. A crane has also recently been erected at the New Brunswick Museum site that continues to target a 2028 opening. Mayor Donna Reardon says the cranes are hauling up the city's potential.
We just need to make sure we stay out in front of it, and we need to make sure that we're ready for it logistically.
Which she hopes means more cranes on the port city's horizon. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
Thank you, Avery. Yeah, for a city known for all of its historic buildings, Uptown, well, St. John in general, going through a lot of changes to its landscape lately.
Indeed, I was there, end of January. A lot of construction then.
Yes.
And it's even increased since with the weather improving. Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Improving somewhat.
Yeah.
Anywho, we got a fantastic new contest to tell you about. Wake up and win with Your Morning Atlantic. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're about to see. Enter the code word along with your info for a chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. So today's code word is bills. Enter today. Tune in again tomorrow for another code word and another chance to win.
Good luck to you. Are we winning when it comes to the weather? Well, at least the one thing we can say is good thing we're not getting significant amount of rain right now.
That's right.
With
flood watch, cooperating, yeah.
Yeah, so it is good to have more drier conditions, though. Boy, get those layers. Maybe give the kiddos the toque and the gloves again for another day at school because it's a little cold one. Speaking of Uptown St. John, here is a live look at the port city this morning. She is fresh out there, but there is some sunshine. The forecast with Latavia and your national news headlines are just ahead.
Gorgeous sunshine starting off on this Wednesday morning. Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 7:12. We are taking a live look at Halifax, -5 degrees starting off the day, and that's not even factoring in that wind chill. It's going to feel quite cold early this morning. Temperatures will rise, remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs. So we're going to take a look at your current temperatures. As you can see here, cold across the region, -4 degrees in Fredericton, -6 in Charlottetown, -5 in Halifax with -2 in Sydney, -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement currently in effect until this evening, looking at snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters, freezing rain around 2 to 5 millimeters, and a snowfall warning in effect until overnight tonight, around 15 to 20. And we are going to see a freezing rain warning looking at around 2 to 15 millimeters. A snowfall warning also for overnight tonight for Labrador, looking at snowfall between 15 to 20 as well. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. You can see that mixed precipitation has already moved in for Newfoundland. Snow at times heavy. We're seeing ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain, transitioning over to rain into the afternoon. In behind that freezing rain, that will make its way over to parts of Labrador into the afternoon. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine starting off your day, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, still seeing sunshine though. And we do have a low chance of some isolated showers expected for the northern region of New Brunswick. And then into the overnight hours, we are going to see a low chance of showers and or flurries move in across parts of all 3 maritime provinces, going to continue in our forecast for Thursday. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 0 to 2 centimeters expected for parts of New Brunswick and Yarmouth. And then for Newfoundland, looking at the heaviest, 15 to 30 centimeters for St. Anthony and around 2 to 10 centimeters for parts of Labrador. For a rainfall outlook, going to remain quite light, not seeing any accumulation except for into Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 20 millimeters expected. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 6 to 10 degrees today. Lots of sunshine across the province, low chance of showers into the northern region of the province, and then into the evening, showers and or flurries will return. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 1 to 4 degrees, mainly sunny skies throughout your day. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing lots of sunshine today. Daytime highs between 0 to 8. We are expecting a low chance of showers and or flurries into the evening, though, for the Tri-County area. Daytime highs between 8 to 11 degrees. Over to Labrador City, 3 degrees with lots of sunshine throughout your day, as well as 3 degrees for your daytime high in St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at freezing rain starting off your day, transitioning over to rain into the afternoon and evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. As you can see here, a low chance of showers and or flurries expected for Thursday. Another cooler day ahead. I'm going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. As Canada, the U.S. and Mexico prepare for July's CUSMA negotiations, Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled a new Trade Advisory Council. It's a group of some familiar political faces, along with union, industry, and financial executives. CTV's Mike Lecouture has more.
As the cross-border tensions ramp up in the playoffs, the Prime Minister is assembling his own team to enter the trade arena with the U.S.
I'm very pleased to have that group. It's a diverse group, leaders from the union movement, experts in industry.
Carney's reconstituted Canada-U.S. Advisory Committee brings together 24 CEOs, former politicians, and business leaders. Holdovers from the previous version include Unifor President Lana Payne, former Quebec Premier Jean Charest, and Flavio Volpe, President of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association. Now, there are plenty of new faces, including former Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole, the President of the Aluminum Association of Canada, Jean Simard, and the head of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce.
We can't forget about our small and medium enterprise businesses. That's 98% of our businesses.
While Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre didn't criticize the committee, he took aim at Carney's pace of negotiations.
He's done absolutely nothing on this file in the last year other than use it to stoke fear.
The minister leading trade talks with the U.S. pushed back on that idea.
Negotiations necessarily don't take place in public. We have made a deliberate decision not to discuss the content of our conversations with American officials publicly.
There's a lot of focus on July 1st, which is kind of a checkpoint. It's not a cliff.
Speaking to a business crowd, Canada's lead trade negotiator with the U.S. downplayed the deadline for the CUSMA review.
There is no need to renegotiate. There's no need to open it up and change fundamental underpinnings of it. It is a robust agreement.
While Charette said Canadians will need to hold their nerve, she also warned we may not go back to a tariff-free existence we once had.
CTV's Mike Lecouture reporting in Ottawa. And south of the border, officials in the U.S. are taking measures to upgrade air traffic control systems after a number of close calls in the skies in recent days. The latest took place Monday when an Air Canada jet nearly collided with an American Airlines plane before landing at New York's JFK Airport. ABC's Hannah Bata has a story.
Authorities are investigating what led to a near miss over New York's JFK Airport. Officials say an American Airlines regional jet deviated off course, putting it directly in the path of an Air Canada plane that was cleared to land on a parallel runway.
Brickyard 44, you flying through the approach course runway 31 left. Correct immediately. You have traffic in immediate vicinity of your 3 o'clock high, 2,000 feet.
The two planes came within about half a mile of each other before aborting their landings.
In this case, there were alarms both in the control tower and in the aircraft themselves, telling the airplanes where to move, how to separate to make sure that the collision didn't occur.
It comes just days after two Southwest planes nearly collided at Nashville's airport after an air traffic controller directed one pilot to turn into the path of another plane. Other close calls, along with deadly incidents, have increased scrutiny on the air traffic control system. Federal officials yesterday updated their progress on modernizing the system, saying in the last year they've installed new surface awareness systems at 54 airports to allow controllers to track places on the tarmac, converted hundreds of old radio sites, and transitioned to more towers from paper to electronic flight strips.
And this is why we think the airspace will not just be more efficient, but it will be a lot safer.
As those issues play out nationwide, investigators are trying to determine the cause of this small plane crash in Los Angeles. The plane hitting power lines, landing upside down in a store parking lot. The pilot survived after bystanders lifted the wreckage to rescue him. Now, as for the plan to update the air traffic control system, the Transportation Secretary says he wants it completed by 2028. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Hannah. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return on this Earth Day, we're talking about how to properly recycle your old electronics. Those details coming up next. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. It's Earth Day, and for 15 years, the Recycle My Electronics program has helped Canadians plug into greener habits and recycle old gadgets and end-of-life tech. Here to tell us more is the Executive Director of EPRA Atlantic and our partner, Malia Parker. Good morning, Malia. Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you. It's great to be here as always.
Well, I love having you in. You always it's fascinating the world that you move in and what a difference it's making to the planet. Let's begin with EPRA. For those who don't know, give us the kind of thumbnail sketch of what it is you do.
Sure. EPRA is an industry-led not-for-profit. And so basically, the provincial government says, we don't want this stuff going in the landfill. We want it recycled. Industry, you made it. Make sure that gets done. And so industry gets us to act on their behalf to do that. And so that list of products for us is very big. And because we collect a fee when something is sold, you don't have to pay anything to make sure that it gets responsibly recycled. We are the only government-approved and regulated program operating in all of Atlantic Canada.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's show people at home what it is they might have in their lives that they're done with, and where it can go, and then where it goes after that.
Right.
So let's begin with these sort of big electronic items.
Yeah.
From offices and homes.
The great news here is that as of January 1st. When New Brunswick added small household appliances and some other things, this table, everything here can be recycled in every province in Atlantic Canada.
That's awesome.
So it's, you know, everything in your office, your computer-based stuff. I always like to point out, not just your computers, but your speakers, your cords, your cables, we all have. I just put a whole box of these.
Of those? Yeah. Like, what does it power up? Who knows?
Exactly.
Something back in the 80s.
Exactly. So spring cleaning, you know, empty out the junk drawers. It's also your phones.
Yes.
New, old, it doesn't matter. Entertainment devices, so gaming systems, you know, anything you play music on, headphones, cameras, those are included too.
Perfect. Quick, before, I'm just going to pause for one little second as the control room's doing a wonderful job of showing what's on the table. Items like the phones we see here, and of course the computer items, you want to kind of scrub that of your personal stuff.
Oh,
send it in.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. So, of course, again, I like to remind everyone we're an end-of-life recycler. So if your item still has life left in it, of course, you know, find a way to reuse it. If you have data on that device, though, please be very careful to make sure that your data is protected. So we do have some advice on our website. It's a best practice, even when it comes into our system where hard drives are going to be completely destroyed. It's still a good idea to wipe your drives before you give them to us. And there's some advice on our website, which is www.recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can get some advice on that.
And we put that in ours. And in a nutshell, if you did accidentally not do that, you're not at risk because you do remove it, but just to be extra sure.
Extra careful.
Okay, what are all these fun things? Is this for an Earth a little sing-along?
Yeah, here we go. Let's have a party. Party on Earth Day. This is just to remind people that with our program, because we are a regulated, government-approved program, you can be sure that the materials are actually going to be responsibly recycled. These days, I know there's some skepticism around recycling. I was just in Montreal visiting a couple of our processors, saw it for my own eyes. Everything is getting broken down into its materials, so wires becomes copper. This goes off to a smelter, for instance, and they divide those metals up, and then all of that goes back into the manufacturing stream. You know, we have a lot of black here on the table.
Yeah.
So those black plastics get broken down until they're this kind of a beady material.
Yes.
That can then be, again, going to manufacturers, melted down and made into new products.
So real recycling.
Real recycling.
I love that. All of this is going to have a second life and then third and on it goes.
Right.
And of course, wonderful for musical instruments. Okay, finally, this is the big new thing. Home electronics of all sorts, curling irons, scales, irons. Basically, it has a plug.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's always good to check our website to be sure, but your small household appliances, I like to say everything from your air fryers to your hair dryers, vacuum cleaners, fans, they can all be recycled through our program, and as of January 1st, that was added in New Brunswick as well. So all 4 Atlantic provinces can do that. The one big difference between the provinces is in PEI, you can also do e-bikes, e-scooters, and exercise equipment like treadmills.
Wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, Malia, great reminders here. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you.
And we put the EPRA website on ours to make it easy for you to find where to drop off your goods safely. We're going to break right now at 7:27. We'll be back in about 2 minutes' time.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Dark Purple Slice. Comedy legend Bruce McCullough joins us to talk about his new one-man show. All those details just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, 7:31 on this Earth Day. It's Wednesday, April 22nd. Thanks so much for joining us.
That was so fascinating, that interview, too, about recycling your electronics, where to go, what to put, seeing the Y2K tech.
I know.
Yeah, totally. But it is fascinating. So anywhere in Atlantic Canada, you can recycle pretty much everything now. And yeah, you just find out where the depot is by checking the website. But it's so cool. I love that it's actually going right back into the manufacturing sector. So it's just like, reuse it again and again. Very much like our weather. I feel like we're recycling this winter weather in a way again and again.
Absolutely. It's quite cold starting off the day. We do have active weather across Newfoundland, as you can see here. Freezing rain starting off the day in St. John's, Newfoundland, -1 early this morning. We'll transition over to rain a little bit later on. But it is cold right across the region, so make sure to layer up before heading out. -4 degrees in Fredericton, -6 in Charlottetown, -5 degrees early this morning in Halifax, -2 in Sydney, -15 in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Here's a look at that wind chill factoring in early this morning, helping to cool things down even further. And we do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of Newfoundland because of the weather they're having. Snow, freezing rain expected, as well as a snowfall and freezing rain warning across that province. Labrador looking at a snowfall warning as well. So we are going to see this system continue to move up to Labrador a little bit later on into the afternoon, but snow at times heavy, ice pellets, freezing rain moving across Newfoundland. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine starting off your day with increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. In terms of the wind, it's quite light for much of the Maritime region, 30 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang as well as into Canso, 28 in Sydney. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 39 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for later this morning after announcing late yesterday they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. The 27-year-old was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. At the time, police said her death was suspicious and they were investigating it as indignity to a human body. St. John police now say they arrested 2 2 men on Tuesday following a lengthy and complex investigation. A 39-year-old is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter and forcible confinement, while a 40-year-old man is facing charges of being an accessory after the fact and improperly interfering with human remains. Police have not released the names of the accused. The news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. The flood watch continues in New Brunswick with a number of warnings, watches, and advisories in place. Gagetown is at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg are still under a flood warning today. Back on Monday, river levels in the capital reached a peak of 6.2 meters. Investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant in Moncton started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Diepp's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse so firefighters could get to the fire. No one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. A Nova Scotia woman is battling terminal ovarian cancer and bureaucracy. After multiple failed rounds of chemotherapy, Lisa McDonald says there is a drug that could extend her life. However, it's not publicly covered, and it costs tens of thousands of dollars. The family was told by doctors the 43-year-old could have at least 12 more months with consistent use of the drug.
I have 2 children graduating. I have a 16-year-old learning to drive. I have another child that's cooking and going to Finland for it. I have things I want to see, things I want to be there for.
Unfortunately, the drug is not covered by provincial health care, so we'd have to pay out of pocket. I checked with my insurance company, it's not covered by them either, and the cost is around $30,000 per dose every 28 days.
The province says it is in active negotiations with the company that makes the drug, but with very little time, the family is now counting on a fundraiser to help cover the cost of Lisa's first dose, which is scheduled for Monday. It looks like a controversial land sale in Cape Breton that has many councillors feeling they were left in the dark is about to become an RCMP matter. The piece of land in the Sidport Industrial Park is seen as a key to future port development, and a number of councillors have expressed disappointment it was sold without their knowledge. On Tuesday, the city's CAO admitted things could have been handled differently, but the sale was bound to an agreement made by previous council back in 2015. In the end, Councillor Gordon MacDonald put forth a motion of his own.
So be it resolved that Council requests the Royal Canadian Mounted Police assess the circumstances of the Sidport transaction to determine whether further investigation is warranted, that the referral be made without allegation and supported by all relevant documentation. Staff be directed to compile and provide all materials necessary to support a complete review, and Council pursue paralegal, legal, administrative review as appropriate.
That motion carried with only one councillor voting against. After a surprise appearance at the Coachella Music Festival, the Material Girl says she's missing some of her vintage materials. So that was Madonna joining Sabrina Carpenter on stage. However, just like a prayer, she's now pleading for the return of her wardrobe. The pop icon says her costumes were from her personal archives, posting that they're not just clothes, they're part of her history. And she is offering a reward for their safe return. Means a lot to her.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
That's terrible.
I know. It makes you wonder where it went.
Well, someone might have just said, oh, that's Madonna's stuff and taken it and tried to sell it or
Maybe,
whatever.
Maybe it was misplaced. Gosh,
Yeah.
who knows?
Who's to say?
Yeah, but on a positive note, it was nice to play just like a prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Very, very, very
Have an excuse to play it.
Very first experience in a dance club of any sort of my life. Stepped into the club, lasers everywhere, smoke, and Like a Prayer was on.
Oh, no way.
Oh my God,
that's like a dream.
Back, like, wow, this is happening. Yeah,
it's happening. I'm 19. No.
Exactly. I was 18. It was Quebec.
I was Quebec.
Yeah, but anywho, doodle, there we are. All right, we want to remind you about our Move Morning Chat. Well, what gets you out of bed in the morning? Maybe the promise of going to a dance club with lasers and Like a Prayer. Maybe it's Madonna. Who knows? Text us at 10400. We want to know what gets you out of bed in the morning.
Maybe firing up the Madonna because you're going to exercise early in the morning.
Yeah, or get yourself off to a great start to the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of a great start, contest. Here's our latest one.
Yeah.
If you think a lawn tractor would be a great addition to your backyard, then this month's Ken Big Giveaway is for you. So you could win a made-for lawn tractor.
Wow.
It's worth $2,500. It's 38-inch. Nice little mower there. Right on. My husband's dream. We can't enter this contest, but you can. Use that QR code to go to the website, and we'll enter, we'll rather announce the winner on May 1st.
Ooh, next week.
Yeah.
Wow. Someone's going to be real lucky.
We got even more. All right, time for a dog who loves his daycare. I know Dewey goes to doggy daycare.
Wednesdays he does.
Yeah, this one is a 5-year-old husky named Missy. She loves her doggy daycare so much she recently went there on her own, much to the surprise of her owners and the daycare staff. So Missy wasn't supposed to be at her daycare in Regina on Monday, but sure enough, she turned up anyway. 5 days a week she goes to daycare on foot using the same route every time, but she was supposed to be taking the day off to go to the vet. But she squeezed her way under the fence and ended up keeping her routine. So who wouldn't be excited to see Missy? She's so sweet. Yeah, they're like, whoa, Missy.
Oh,
yeah,
I like how they let her in. They're like, hey guys, it's me, Missy. I'm happy to be here.
Like,
hey.
I broke out. I'm not going to the vet.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love that she's like, we're not going to the vet. Oh my gosh, look at her friends.
Dogs are so sweet. And the fact that they're so used to their routines, they're like, no, we do this at this time. Okay, if you're going to be out walking the dog this morning, you'll want to pay attention to Latavia's forecast because it's a cold one. Also, too, after the break, we'll speak with comedian Bruce McCullough about his upcoming shows in our region. So much is coming up after the break. Please stay with us.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 7:44. We're taking a live look at a cloudier start to the day over in Bedeque, -3 degrees early this morning. We are going to continue to see sunshine throughout the day as cloud coverage starts to break down. It is cold right across the region early this morning. Be sure to layer up before heading out. As of right now, it is -4 degrees in Fredericton, -6 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -5 in Halifax with -2 degrees over in Sydney, -15 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and -4 in Corner Brook. A special weather statement currently in effect. This is for parts of Newfoundland until this evening, expecting around 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. A freezing rain at around 2 to 5 millimeters. We do have a snowfall warning overnight tonight. This is around 15 to 20 centimeters of snowfall. Freezing rain warning also until this evening. Could see 2 to 15 millimeters. And a snowfall warning for parts of Labrador. Over to our forecast timeline. Lots of sunshine for much of the region early this morning. Well, we do have that active weather tracking across the Labrador. So snow at times heavy, ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain. In behind that, we'll start to see rain move in as well and starts to make its way over to Labrador, bringing that mixed precipitation their way. Increasing cloudiness into the maritime region, still being left with sunshine though. We do have a low chance of isolated showers returning into the afternoon for the northern region of New Brunswick. Other than that, into tonight, we will see a low chance of showers and or flurries continue to spread across parts of all 3 maritime provinces. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 0 to 2 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Yarmouth. And then for Labrador, looking at around 2 to 10 centimeters of accumulation. Heaviest for Newfoundland at around 15 to 30 centimeters for St. Anthony. For our rainfall outlook, it's going to remain quite light for the maritime region and seeing around 2 to 20 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, lots of sunshine throughout your day today. We do have that low chance of isolated showers for the northern region. Other than that, into the evening, a low chance of showers and or flurries expected. Daytime highs will range from 6 to 10 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, lots of sunshine throughout your day today. Daytime highs between 1 to 4. Light wind expected as well. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 0 to 8. A mix of sun and cloud with clouds clearing out into the afternoon. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine for you. We are going to see a low chance of showers and or flurries for the Tri-County area into the evening. For Labrador City, also seeing lots of sunshine throughout your day with a high of 3 degrees. 3 degrees as well for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at freezing rain, transitioning over to rain into the late afternoon and evening. Thursday's forecast, we are going to see a low chance of showers and or flurries for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Snow with a bit of mixed precipitation, risk of freezing rain still expected for parts of Labrador. Crystal.
Thank you so much, Latavia. It's 7:47. Now, Canadian comedy legend Bruce McCullough is in our region this weekend. He's bringing his acclaimed stand-up show Deep Purple Slice to Moncton's Capitol Theatre on Friday, April 24th, and Casino, Nova Scotia on Saturday, April 25th. It's a chance to laugh, listen, and see a multi-talented human being at the top of his game. Here to tell us more is the man himself, Bruce McCullough. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning. What more is there to tell me? That was such a great intro. And I know that I wrote it and sent it to you last night.
You did not. I actually wrote that myself. It's a real honor to get to chat with you. And thank you so much for getting up so early for us this morning.
Yes, it's literally the earliest interview I've ever done in my life, but you people are worth it.
Well, thank you so much. Well, tell us about the Deep Purple Slice experience.
It's the dark purple slice, but I don't want to.
The dark purple slice.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Deep purple.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, gosh, I'm getting my music and my thing, which is actually you mix up music and comedy too. But
yes,
I had it
did
wrong.
love Deep Purple as a young child. No, it's how we use gallows humor to get through the tough times in life, and so I tell some stories about that, and then share with the audience. I go into the audience. Now I've been giving them, spoiler alert, I hand them out stuffies for the show if they've been going through a bad time. And then the stuffies at the end of the show get to return to me. So it's kind of it's very funny, but it's kind of, some people have told me it's a very moving experience.
Yeah, for sure. I can only imagine. Now, we're so honored you're ending the show in Halifax on Saturday. It's a huge honor for people here. How has the tour been, though? I know that it's been selling out and people are saying great things, but how has it been from your perspective?
Well, it's been really great. And, I've been at this so long now, and I love the meditation that I can take this out to all these great places like Halifax and wherever, and just commune with people. And I do a lot of other stuff, TV and whatever, directing. But the thing I do that's the most fun is getting to meet people and laying it down, as I say, because I think I'm a blues musician, laying it down for new people.
Well, with the Deep Purple, it's Deep Purple opening for you for this tour? I heard something to that effect.
Yes, but it's only one original member, and that's the roadie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's great. Okay. Now, I know that you love talking to people. Any interesting feedback? Any kind of quirky stories that came from your tour so far?
Oh, no, I'm always visited by a dad and daughter or dad and son who he or she is queer, and they bonded on our show, and now they're here as another generation. So that's like not a funny story, but that happens all the time, and it's just really sweet.
Well, it speaks to the enduring, art that you're creating out there. Speaking of which, the album, you have an album coming out based on the show, and it has interesting cover art. There's a teddy bear on there. Tell us about why you chose that image.
Well, it's because I have some accompanying teddy bears with me, and because, yes, I do lend people teddy bears for the show, because I started doing this when I was teaching a workshop for young people, and they needed stuffies because they were anxious. So I took it to everyone, and it's kind of a lovely idea, I think.
Well, and I think, you've been in the business for so many years, you've done so many tours. How is this show a different experience for people than you've been able to provide before?
Well, the other things I did were like Young Drunk Punk. It's the beautiful day you beat up your dad, or whatever. And it was about my experience. What I think now, my experience, as it relates to the audience's universal experience, everyone's lost a pet, everyone's having trouble with a parent or grandparent. And so it's more about the world than about me, in a sense.
Yeah, and Deep Purple Slice, I understand the title. Like, you have an ability to kind of turn the darker moments of life into humor, and that's one of the reasons why we love you. But I know that came from sort of I believe, a cutting comment someone made one time.
Yes, they referred to me as the Dark Purple Slice of the Kids in the Hall, which I love. It wasn't meant as a compliment, but yes, I do like dark humor, and I think in the dark times, which we're always in, and certainly the East Coast knows about them, humor is the thing that gets you through.
Well, Bruce, we're so thrilled that you're going to be in Moncton and then end your tour in Halifax. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. I hope to meet some people, and if you can't come, that's okay. I know life's complicated.
Buy the album. That's coming out at the end of the month. All right, thanks so much. We put a link to tickets for your show in Moncton and Halifax on our website as well. And now we'll turn our attention over to Amanda with Health and Medical News.
Thank you so much. A new survey by the Canadian Medical Association finds doctors are increasingly intervening to address harm caused by patients acting on false health information that they found online. It's one of the topics in Your Health. Canadian doctors are increasingly dealing with the fallout from false health information their patients are finding online. A new survey by the Canadian Medical Association found that 97% of responding doctors have had to intervene to prevent harm or address consequences in patients who followed false or misleading online health information. The president of the CMA says Canadians are turning to online information because it's widely available and because of the shortage of healthcare providers across the country. Now to the power of organ donation. A Vancouver man has received a second chance at life thanks to a stranger. Mark Hoffling received a life-saving liver transplant from Ben Warner, a registered organ donor who lost his battle with addiction at age 37. While recovering in hospital, Hoffling learned he could write a condolence card to the donor's grieving family.
It felt like a tremendous responsibility to pour this very complex set of feelings into a single card, but I did my best. And BC Transplant got it to Ben's family.
I was having a hard time, and when that card came, it really helped me with my grieving.
The two families met in February.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Holly.
Hoffling was one of 3 people whose lives were saved by Ben Warner's decision to be an organ donor. Now close friends, the two say their proof organ donation can be healing for both the recipient and the donor's family. This is National Organ Donation Awareness Week. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick operate under an opt-out system for organ and tissue donation, while PEI requires registration.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 65th anniversary for Fred and Nora Hart of DeBert, Nova Scotia.
Congratulations, 65 years together, fantastic.
Happy anniversary.
And it's a 103rd birthday for Betty Lovett of Port Latour, Nova Scotia. 103 candles on the birthday cake.
Right? Happy birthday. To see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, you can visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. All right, now we're going to take a look at our 3-day forecast. A high of 7 degrees in New Brunswick, starting off the day with lots of sunshine, a low chance of showers for the northern region this afternoon, and then into the evening, a low chance of showers and or flurries for the province. 7 degrees on Thursday, looking at a low chance of showers and or flurries continuing in the forecast. Same thing for Friday, cooling down to 5 degrees. For Nova Scotia, 6 degrees today, lots of sunshine. Into the evening, a low chance of showers and or flurries for the southern region. Thursday, we're looking at a high of 5, isolated showers and or flurries for much of the province. And on Friday, we are going to see sunshine, increasing cloudiness for parts of the province, and then seeing evening flurries for Cape Breton Island. For Nova Scotia, 0 today, mainly sunny skies across the island. Clouds will continue to clear out into the afternoon. 5 degrees on Thursday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud. We do have isolated showers returning into the evening, afternoon rather. And then Friday, looking at a high of 2 degrees with flurries.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Wednesday, April 22nd. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2 men have been arrested in the death of a 27-year-old woman in St. John 5 years ago. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And have you done your spring cleaning yet? DIY contributor Denise Wild shares some easy hacks that will make the annual chore a bit more manageable. That's in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
maybe today is the day that you're inside and doing some spring cleaning and you're not feeling guilty about it. You know when the weather does start to turn around and it gets sunny and warm.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get outside. Gotta embrace it while it's here. Got some colder conditions. Maybe this is the perfect time to do some spring cleaning.
Absolutely.
One step at a time.
Like if you have an attic or a third level, like my house does.
Is that the trouble spot, like the spring cleaning?
It's not so much a trouble spot. It's just if you wait too long into the season, it gets so hot up there that it's like super, like it's unpleasant. So now's the time. Note to self, maybe I'll do a little of that this afternoon.
Honestly, cleaning products too hot. Ooh.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Not a good idea.
So funny. I know when like we start doing the spring cleaning, you get really good chemicals out, but sometimes they're too strong.
Yes. Oh, you really have to be careful. That's to open the window.
No matter where you are, exactly.
Open, ventilate, ventilate.
Absolutely.
Another reason not to stay in that windowless hotel that we talked about earlier in the show.
Right?
Anyway, it doesn't exist yet, so it's not a problem. All right, what are we looking at temp-wise right now?
Well, what's the problem is we're still below the freezing mark for our current temperatures, but look outside.
It's beautiful.
Sunny and dry, we can take that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just layer up before heading out. You'll be just fine. But we are going to see that sunshine sticking around for the maritime region. Increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. Still being left, though, with some sunshine. So still going to be a lovely day, although cold, especially as we start off the day. So make sure to layer up before heading out. Our daytime highs will remain below seasonal. As you can see right here, -6 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, -2 in Sydney, -5 degrees in Halifax, and -4 in Fredericton, -6 in Cartwright, -3 in St. Anthony. Here's a look at that wind chill factoring in early this morning for the maritime region as well as into Newfoundland and Labrador. A special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland as we see snow and freezing rain moving in. A snowfall, freezing rain warning as well. And we do have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Labrador for overnight tonight. Here's a look at the current system tracking across Newfoundland. We are going to see snow, ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain transitioning over to rain into the afternoon. Will make its way over into Labrador. But for the maritime region, lots of sunshine. Only a low chance of isolated showers expected into the afternoon for the northern region of New Brunswick. Pretty light wind for much of the Maritimes as of right now, though, for Cape Breton Island. 30 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and Canso, 28 in Sydney, and wind gusts getting up to 39 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for today after announcing they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. The 27-year-old was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. At the time, police said her death was suspicious, and they were investigating it as indignity to a human body. St. John police now say they arrested 2 men on Tuesday following a lengthy and complex investigation. A 39-year-old is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter and forcible confinement, while a 40-year-old man is facing charges of being an accessory after the fact and improperly interfering with human remains. Police have not released the names of the accused. The news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. The flood watch continues in New Brunswick with a number of warnings, watches, and advisories still in place. Gagetown right now is at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg, they're still under a flood warning today. Back on Monday, river levels in the capital city reached a peak of 6.2 meters.
We don't reach, any significant impact until about 7 meters. So we're looking at a minimal impact of flooding for our area. Although, weather can change and, these are predictions.
With some wooded areas along the St. John River now covered in water, drivers are also once again being warned that more wildlife may be out on the road. In Moncton, investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Diepp's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse so firefighters could get to the fire. No one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. Tourists spent $3.7 billion in Nova Scotia last year. That's up 8% from 2024. Officials say there were 79,000 more visitors, with more coming from within Atlantic Canada, Quebec, Western Canada, and overseas. There were fewer tourists from Ontario and the U.S., though. Tourism Nova Scotia spent about $14 million marketing the province last year. Cruise ships do come and go around here all the time, but a vessel in Halifax could usher in a whole new era for the industry around here. CTV's Jonathan McGuinness has more.
They're arriving by the busload. This group from St. John is among the first passengers to board a cruise ship in Halifax.
It's fantastic. You can just take a bus, take a car, jump on the ship.
They're getting on one of the largest ships of the year to call on the port, the MSC Meraviglia.
It's a sister's trip.
That sister's trip is partially possible because of the cost savings from avoiding travel to the United States to catch the ship.
It was so exciting not to have to fly somewhere. Yeah. This is our first cruise, too.
Same for this family who gathered from across Nova Scotia.
It's absolutely convenient. That's what convinced us to go, is to be able to board in Halifax. We didn't have to fly to New York. We didn't have to put an extra hotel room onto our tab. And so this is the way to go, and we hope that they have more opportunities to do this.
Passengers have been able to board and disembark smaller vessels. It's a first for large ships like the 4,500 passenger Meraviglia.
After this one, we actually have 9 other opportunities for passengers to get on or off in Halifax, but they're mostly on smaller boutique vessels that are around under 300 passengers.
Point of origin cruise options are good news for the economy. Close to 600 people are boarding the ship in Halifax.
And for us to be able to do this means that people are either staying before or staying afterwards in Halifax and getting to have that economic benefit of the pre and post cruise in the city.
The MSC Meraviglia heads to Portugal from Halifax. Passengers who boarded here say they hope to do it again. Jonathan McGuinness, CTV News, Halifax.
Ooh, thank you, Jonathan. How nice is that you could just travel from Halifax to get on your cruise ship, to board in Halifax.
That's
and
awesome.
Go.
Go to Portugal.
Yeah.
Right? I know. I wish I'd done that story. I wouldn't be here today. Like
Crystal, I don't know. 9 more opportunities, though.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Really great to get that information out. Okay, well, here's a fun opportunity for you. A fantastic new contest to tell you about. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. Well, enter the contest. Go to the page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're about to see. Enter the code word along with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. Bills is the word today. Enter now. Tune in again tomorrow for a new word and another chance to enter.
Maybe you could go on a cruise.
You totally could.
Yeah. All right, still ahead this half hour. Lots more to come, including a look at your national news, plus the cold forecast with Latavia, but we're at least grateful that it's dry and clear. Really important for the spring freshet in New Brunswick. Taking a live look at Partridge Island in uptown, well, just outside of St. John. We have the forecasts coming up next.
Beautiful sunny start to the day over in Halifax. Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 8:11. Currently -2 degrees in your area, though. It is cold right across Atlantic Canada early on. Something to keep in mind before you head out. Factor in that wind chill. Going to feel a lot cooler starting off your day. As of right now, it is -3 degrees over in Fredericton, -2 degrees in Charlottetown and Sydney, -11 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and -2 degrees in Gander. Over to these watches and warnings currently in effect. We have a special weather statement in effect for parts of Newfoundland until this evening, expecting snow at around 10 to 20 centimeters, freezing rain pretty light at around 2 to 5 millimeters. We also have a snowfall warning in effect overnight until overnight tonight, 15 to 20 centimeters of snow, and a freezing rain warning until this evening, could see around 2 to 15 millimeters. A snowfall warning also in effect For parts of Labrador, 15 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. So here's a look at that system moving across Labrador this morning. Snow at times heavy, risk of ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain. And behind that, as it makes its way over to Labrador, we will be seeing rain move in as well. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine starting off your day, and then we see increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. A low chance of some isolated showers for northern New Brunswick this afternoon. Other than that, we do have a system making its way over into the overnight hours as temperatures cool back down yet again. We will be seeing a low chance of showers and or flurries for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Heaviest being around 5 to 10 centimeters for parts of Labrador, and for Newfoundland, looking at around 15 to 30 centimeters of accumulation for St. Anthony. For our rainfall outlook, remaining quite light. We aren't going to see any accumulation there, seeing around 2 to 20 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, lots of sunshine across the province today. A low chance of some shower activity into the northern region this afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 6 to 10 degrees, and we are going to see evening showers and or flurries move in. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 2 to 4 degrees today. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Clouds continue to clear out into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 1 to 7 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine today as well. Into tonight, we will see a low chance of showers and or flurries for the Tri-County area. Daytime highs between 6 to 11. And for Labrador City, lots of sunshine for you as well, with a high of 3 degrees. 3 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at freezing rain, transitioning over to rain into the overnight hours. Thursday's forecast, another cooler day ahead. As we mentioned, the showers and or flurries expected for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Holding on to mixed precipitation for Labrador, and for Newfoundland, still seeing some snowfall left behind. That's a look at your weather. I'm going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Iran has fired on a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz, damaging the vessel and complicating potential peace talks. The early morning attack came just hours after U.S. President Donald Trump announced the Americans would indefinitely extend the ceasefire with Iran, which was due to expire today. Trump posted online that he's directed the military to continue the blockade and remain ready and able. He says he'll extend the ceasefire until Iran comes up with what he calls a unified proposal. Security has been stepped up at tourist sites across Mexico after a Canadian woman was shot and killed Monday, and more than a dozen others were wounded at a popular historic site. Authorities believe the attack was planned. CTV's Adrian Gobriel looks at what we know about the shooter and the potential motive.
Gunshots can be heard piercing through the air as screams echo from the base of the Teotihuacan pyramids as tourists run for cover. This all taking place at one of the most popular tourist destinations on the planet. The shooting was initially reported at 11:20 a.m. on Monday. This web camera recording of the historic site shows the first moments as visitors began to run for their lives. Let's go. A closer look shows the gunman pacing, holding the .38 caliber firearm he used to kill one Canadian. The deadly attack injuring at least 13 more, including a 29-year-old Canadian woman and a 6-year-old boy from Colombia. The Teotihuacan pyramids are located here, roughly 45 kilometers northeast of Mexico City, making it a popular day trip from Mexico's capital. The shooter has been identified as 27-year-old Julio Cesar Yasso of Mexico. Seen here carrying a backpack, Mexican authorities say inside they found pamphlets related to an infamous U.S. mass shooting.
A shooting up here at Columbine High School.
The Monday attack coinciding with the April 1999 anniversary of the Columbine High School massacre in Colorado, where 2 students opened fire, killing 13 classmates and 1 teacher. Today, Mexico's president shared her condolences with the family of the Canadian killed, as did Prime Minister Mark Carney.
We're working with Mexican authorities on the situation, but it's a sad day.
It's a day that many witnesses who survived are still coming to terms with.
Some of the tourists started screaming, ducking, and running.
While some ran, others jumped to a landing below, alongside the pyramid.
We kind of try to hold on with our hands and kind of extend our full body length and then let ourselves drop from there.
Following roughly 10 minutes of terror, the Mexican National Guard shot Ramirez in the leg as he climbed near the pyramid's peak. That's where he turned the weapon on himself and took his own life. With Mexico set to co-host the upcoming FIFA World Cup alongside the United States and Canada, there are now calls for tighter security measures in that country. Ottawa is calling on a prompt and thorough investigation. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News,
Toronto.
Thank you, Adrian. Time is 8:17. When we return, how to step up your spring cleaning. Denise Wild will join Crystal after the break. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 8:21, and here's a reminder of how you can connect with us. You can email us at yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca or text us anytime at 10400. We love hearing from you. Send your photos, send your comments, send us any questions. Now we're going to turn our attention over to the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax. We are at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax, and for skating fans, this is the most wonderful time of the year. Stars on Ice is back in our region. The show is in Halifax here at the Scotiabank Centre Thursday night, and then Friday at the Avenir Centre in Moncton. I'm super excited to let you know that I am standing beside the freshly minted Olympic bronze medalist and 5-time world medalist Piper Poirier and Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier. Oh my gosh, I'm tongue-tied. I'm so excited to meet you. Oh, no. We know who you are. Oh my gosh. I'm just, first of all, super excited. Fans are super excited to be able to share your Olympic glory with you. Oh my gosh, I was weeping when you had that moment at the Olympics. Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at that moment, I think there were so many emotions running through our head. I think we were happy and elated, and our minds were exploding all at the same time. But I think what we were most proud of is how calm we felt. We felt so prepared, so ready, and we just created a moment that we dreamed of as little kids. So to be able to put it out on Olympic ice and celebrate that with all of Canadians, I think will be a moment we'll remember for the rest of our lives.
For sure. What's your perspective on that, Paul? I mean, to see it as a person just watching it, it looked flawless. That's why I was weeping, because it all came together at the right time.
Thank you. I think it just speaks to how much work that we've put in. It's taken us a very long time to get here and to reach this level of accomplishment, but it's really made the journey worthwhile. And I think to have our moment at the Olympics the way that we imagined it was just so special, and just really spoke to the work that we put in and the entire team around us that supported us to get there.
Okay, well, Stars on Ice, it's a different kind of show. Yeah. There's no judging. It's all love. What's it like to skate for this kind of show?
It's so fun. I think it's so unique that when we get to have most of the Canadian national team all together and putting a show to celebrate, the whole year and what we've accomplished, and being able to work together to create these individual pieces so special.
The greatest skaters in the world turn ice into gold.
You get to see all the skaters let loose, have fun, enjoy themselves, and you get to see us all skate together, which is something we don't get to do very often, and I think it's so much fun for us and so much fun for the audience to see us interacting and having fun and creating memories together.
Okay, I have heard that you do kick off the tour in Halifax because the fan support is so strong. Is that true?
Absolutely. And it's funny, every single year we always like, is it better than Halifax? And a lot of the time we're like, I don't think so. And it's so fun to have that energy, to feel like we're doing something exciting and creating a moment for people at home and for here. So you can't beat Halifax fans, that's for sure.
Okay, well, I want you to meet one right now. Please come on in here. This is Frances McLeod. She is my daughter. That is just an aside. She is the #1 fan. If you hear the person screaming so much that you might need to call security, it is Frances and her friends. So, Frances, what keeps bringing you back year after year?
I just love seeing, especially, the group numbers, and also seeing figure skaters, dancing to different music is so exciting, and you guys just, looks like you're having so much fun and can do such incredible things. It's astonishing to see, and I love seeing the new outfits.
Well, I think that as a fan, it's amazing to see people like yourselves in our actual presence. That's the one, you really need to see the show, because it's one thing to watch it on TV, it's quite another to be in the building. It's electrifying. The show can't be missed. Thursday night Halifax, Friday night Moncton. What you're about to see now, the opposite of electrifying, but we're gonna try and dazzle you with a few moves.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Turn, 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 and present. Skate, 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 and 1 foot glide, and drag, and spin under, spin, and present. 6.0, 6.0.
Safe to say they crushed it. All right, now we're going to take a look at our 3-day forecast. 7 degrees today with sunshine across New Brunswick. We do have a low chance of isolated showers to the northern region. And then into tonight, low chance of showers and or flurries across the province. On Thursday, looking at showers and or flurries continuing, a high yet again of 5 degrees on Friday. For Nova Scotia, looking at a high of 6 degrees, lots of sunshine, a low chance of showers and or flurries for the southern region this evening. 5 degrees on Thursday with a low chance of showers and or flurries yet again. And 5 degrees on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. And we're going to see evening flurries expected for Cape Breton. For Prince Edward Island, 0 with lots of sunshine throughout your day. Clouds will continue to clear out into the afternoon. 5 degrees on Thursday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud. We do have isolated showers returning into the afternoon. And a high of 2 degrees on Friday, isolated flurries across the island. Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. I just want to mention, Crystal, you did great on the ice. I loved it. And Francis, too.
She was so
Big fan.
She is the super fan. Like that
Yeah.
little snippet that Mike ran was just like a tiny bit. She said, Mom, only run a little bit because she was embarrassed, but she was so her friends. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing I've ever seen. Like, they love it. It's fun to see the skaters in person.
Oh, they're so talented.
It's one thing to see
With
them on
Canadian
TV.
royalty.
Canadian royalty right there in the same room. Totally different energy. Must see. Must see.
Unbelievable. Yeah, if you've never been to Starts on Ice, it is such a show. And what's always blows my mind when it comes to figure skaters is you have to be super athletic.
Oh, yeah.
Work very hard. Then you might have to work in unison with a partner, and then you perform. You make it look good. Yeah, how hard work.
They're rehearsing all week. We saw them do a group number, like all the big series. Elvis Stoke and everybody's right there in front of me, like, oh my goodness. But they're rehearsing the whole show, and then tomorrow's the opening night of the tour. They'll be ready. I mean, they're ready now.
Oh, of course.
Oh, wow. I really hope I think I'm gonna stay up late and see it. It's worth it.
Yeah,
It's worth it. It's so good. Yeah.
Also, too, the resemblance between you and Francis.
My daughter.
Oh, uncanny. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
thank
Yes.
you. I thought she did a great job speaking.
She did. She was great.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh, I'll have to text her and say, honey, put a coat on today.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
might not wear one. She's, still a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, it's okay, Mom, I got it. But
Yeah.
it is cold outside, so you should absolutely layer up before heading out. We are seeing a cold start to the day over in Antigonish. Currently -2 degrees as you head outdoors. Lots of sunshine, though, early in the morning, and we'll be sticking around into the afternoon. But we are going to see the wind chill factor in as well. We'll take a look at that in a second. -2 degrees as well in Halifax and Sydney, as well as Charlottetown. -3 in Fredericton. -6 degrees over in Cartwright. -2 in Gander. Here's a look at that wind chill factoring in for the Maritime region, cooling things down as well for Newfoundland and Labrador. A special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland as we are going to see a mixed precipitation move in, a snowfall, freezing rain warning with a snowfall warning also in effect for parts of Labrador. Here's a look at that system, bringing a bit of a messy mixture across Newfoundland today. It's going to start moving over to Labrador into the afternoon. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine. We do have a low chance of some isolated showers, though, into the northern region of New Brunswick this afternoon. Other than that, light wind across much of the Maritime region. Picking up, though, for Cape Breton, 30 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and in Canso, 26 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 41 kilometers per hour in Sydney and 39 in Grand Etang. We'll take one last look at your forecast just ahead. But first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Police in St. John have scheduled a news conference for later this morning after announcing they've charged 2 men in the death of Courtney McKenzie. The 27-year-old was found dead in a North End home 5 years ago. At the time, police said her death was suspicious, and they were investigating it as indignity to a human body. Police now say they arrested 2 men on Tuesday following a lengthy and complex investigation. A 39-year-old is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter and forcible confinement, while a 40-year-old man is facing charges of being an accessory after the fact and improperly interfering with human remains. Police have not released the names of the accused. That news conference is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. And staying in New Brunswick, the flood watch continues with a number of warnings, watches, and advisories still in place. Right now, Gagetown is at flood stage, and the St. John River is forecast to rise slightly higher today, then remain at or above flood stage for the rest of the week. Meantime, Fredericton and Jemseg are still under a flood warning today. On Monday, river levels in the capital city reached a peak of 6.2 meters.
We don't reach any significant impact until about 7 meters. So we're looking at a minimal impact of flooding for our area. Although, weather can change and, these are predictions.
With some wooded areas along the St. John River now covered in water, drivers are once again being warned that more wildlife may be out on the road. In Moncton, investigators are trying to figure out how a fire at Irving's paper plant started.
The building itself is still in good condition. We had to cut a hole through the outside wall to access the area of origin. There is significant smoke damage in the building and water damage.
Firefighters arrived at the Irving tissue plant just after 5 Tuesday morning. Diepp's fire chief says heavy equipment was brought in to help remove inventory and debris from inside the warehouse so firefighters could get inside and close to the blaze. No one was hurt. In a statement to CTV News, a spokesperson for JD Irving calls the damage minimal. It looks like a controversial land sale in Cape Breton that has many councillors feeling they were left in the dark is about to become an RCMP matter. The piece of land in the Sidport Industrial Park is seen as a key to future port development, and a number of councillors have expressed disappointment it was sold without their knowledge. On Tuesday, the city's CAO admitted things could have been handled differently, but the sale was bound to an agreement made by previous council back in 2015. In the end, Councillor Gordon MacDonald put forth a motion of his own.
So be it resolved that council requests the Royal Canadian Mounted Police assess the circumstances of the Sidport transaction to determine whether further investigation is warranted, that the referral be made without allegation and supported by all relevant documentation. Staff be directed to compile and provide all materials necessary to support a complete review, and council pursue paralegal, legal, administrative review as appropriate.
And that motion carried with only one councillor voting against. A pair of Halifax puppies are searching for their forever home. And as CTV's Vanessa Wright shows us, both have special needs that call for a special owner.
Meet Alaska and Winter, two sisters that love to play rough and explore nature. But they're far from your average border collie puppies. Their parents are Merle dogs.
And when you mix two of them, they inherit the gene twice. So it's like lack of pigment, and that's why they can't hear or see, because there's no pigment in their eyes and ears.
The condition is called double Merle, and while every case is different, Alaska and Winter are fully blind and deaf. They've been in the care of this animal rescue volunteer since they were 8 weeks old.
Honestly, for me, it's been really easy, and they learn really fast. They're so you train them by touch cues and scents. So you have to make sure they don't go by themselves too close to the stairs, or they may fall and stuff like that.
They've grown close to her, but now at 3 months old, they're in need of an adoptive home.
Whoever gets to adopt them, they're gonna have such a special bond because they trust you a lot, and they're trusting that you're not gonna drop them or take them somewhere they're gonna fall. So honestly, yeah, just being more patient and being a little bit more careful than you would normally be with any other dog. But other than that, they're so fun, they're so energetic, and they're just happy.
Until they find their forever home, she's happy to watch them beat the odds. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Wow.
Alaska and Winter.
Beautiful pups.
They're gorgeous dogs.
Sweet.
And shout out to wonderful Foster, who's doing such a great job training them.
I know.
Absolutely. And showing that they're smart. They absolutely can be trained. You just got to make a few adjustments.
Yeah. Let's stay on the dog theme, shall we? There's a new luxury experience available to dog owners, but you have to have lots of money.
Clearly.
Right. This is a hotel with windows in New York, and it's launching a partnership with a fine jewelry label that makes handcrafted gold and diamond collars and charms for dogs. So this collab allows guests to book a private in-room consultation to commission a bespoke piece for your pooch. The dog with the taste for the finer things in life might want to have one of these fine hand bespoke made collars. My dogs will not be getting one of these.
No, this is for the millionaires and billionaires.
Like, for an animal that will roll itself in mud.
Exactly.
Will eat too much and puke on your carpet.
That licks its own behind.
However, that little friend she was selling
Frosty,
it.
if I found your dog, I would definitely take its collar and give you back your animal. I don't know where his bling went.
Oh no! It's
oh my gosh, crazy. Anyway, not happening in our region in New York.
Wow.
The Big Apple.
In this economy.
Exactly.
Wow.
Talk about the community calendar now.
Yeah, let's do it. Like
speaking of rocks and gems.
Yeah, exactly. I won't rob your animal, by the way.
Is this Swarovski?
All right, the Moncton Rock and Gem Show will be bringing dazzling crystals, ancient fossils, radiant gemstones, and handcrafted jewelry to the Moncton Coliseum. The event will be held April 24th until the 26th. Head over to the website for additional details. And the Winslow Players presents For the Love of the Flowers. This show will be full of romance, secrets, and nonstop mayhem. The show hits the stage from tonight until Saturday, April 25th. All proceeds support the QEH Foundation's Big Day of Giving. For tickets, check out the website. And the Coastal Dance Theater is gearing up for their spring showcase in Dartmouth. Performances will take place at the Alderney Landing Theater Saturday, April 25th. For tickets, head over to their website as well. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to share them. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
Every time we get a text or an email, it's like forward to Latavia.
Absolutely.
Forward. Put it on the calendar. Okay, we're going to have another break. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be talking about upping your spring cleaning. DIY expert Denise Wild is standing by with the details on how to really make sure we're well organized this season. That's up next.
Happy Earth Day, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:43. We're taking a live look at a beautiful start to the day over in Bacquareau Point. 1 degree early this morning, and sunshine will stick around throughout the day today. But it is quite cool for many areas across the region. We're still dealing with this cold air tracking through, so make sure to layer up before heading outdoors. As of right now, it is -2 degrees in Halifax, as well as into Sydney and Charlottetown, -3 in Fredericton, -15 over in Labrador City, and -1 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement remaining in effect until this evening. We are expecting snow for parts of Newfoundland at around 10 to 20 centimeters, freezing rain at around 2 to 5 millimeters. A little bit heavier for a freezing rain warning until this evening, getting up to 2 to 15 millimeters, and a snowfall warning until overnight tonight as well, 15 to 20 centimeters. Snowfall warning also indicated for parts of Labrador, seeing around 15 to 20 as well. So here's a look at that system tracking across Newfoundland. We are going to see snow, at times heavy, ice pellets, a risk of freezing rain. And behind that, as it makes its way over to Labrador, we are going to see rain. For the Maritime region, lots of sunshine throughout your day today, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. A low chance of some isolated showers for the northern region of the province. And then into this evening, we are going to see a low chance of showers and or flurries move in for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 0 to 2 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick into Yarmouth. We are going to see around 2 to 10 centimeters for Labrador, heaviest being for Newfoundland at around 15 to 30 centimeters. For our rainfall outlook, quite light in its activity, only seeing around 2 to 20 millimeters being the heaviest into parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs remaining below seasonal for the day. We are going to see highs range from 6 to 10. Lots of sunshine, though, throughout your day today. A low chance of showers into the northern region this afternoon. A low chance of showers and or flurries spreads across the province into the evening. Prince Edward Island, highs between 2 to 4 degrees today. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. Seeing clouds clear into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 1 to 7. For the rest of Nova Scotia, sunshine for you as well, with daytime highs between 6 to 11. We do have a low chance of showers and or flurries for the Tri-County area this evening. For Labrador City, lots of sunshine too, with a high of 3 degrees. 3 degrees as well for St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at freezing rain, though, and behind that we have rain. So for our forecast on Thursday, a low chance of showers and or flurries expected for all 3 maritime provinces. Daytime high still remains below seasonal, unfortunately, and we are going to see snow and mixed precipitation move in for Labrador and holding on to a bit of snowfall for parts of Newfoundland, Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. Sounds like great spring cleaning weather. And for most, spring cleaning is in full swing. We have our partner and livestock contributor, Denise Wild, standing by to share her tips and tricks. Welcome back, Denise, and good morning to you.
Hi, Crystal. Good morning. Yes, are we already in full swing of spring cleaning? I don't know. I haven't really started.
I did it on the weekend. Really got a good jump start. In our region, the weather is like, it's definitely you want to do something to bring spring on a little bit more. So let's begin. What are your hot tips this spring?
Okay, so first let's start with textiles, because spring cleaning isn't just what you see, it's also what you feel. So let's take those blankets that have been hiding away all winter. Basically, if it's something that you haven't washed since winter or all winter, now's your chance. We're talking stuffies and blankets and pillow covers. You put them in the washing machine, give them a gentle cycle, and get all that winterness gone, get that spring freshness in. Don't forget the stuffies, because they need some extra TLC too.
I see that you're putting them in a pillowcase, a zippy pillowcase. That's cool.
Yeah, I always use pillowcases for this. Yeah, just to give them like a little wash bag, a zippered wash bag, and then it keeps them feeling nice.
Perfect. You're throwing the OxyClean in there.
Oh, of course, always the OxyClean.
Yeah, it is great, especially if there's some stains. It does an amazing job of getting rid of stains.
It really does.
Shocked. Okay, let's talk about decluttering. That's always very satisfying.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the food, and we are going to actually decant your food, which means removing the original packaging, putting them into aesthetic containers. These are all from IKEA. It is such a super popular trend right now. You're not just organizing your pantry, you're curating it. It'll look good, but it'll also feel good because you're reducing visual noise, makes things easier to process in your pantry. That's so key in the kitchen, which is the busiest space in your house. IKEA has so many affordable and beautiful food storage solutions. It's a no-brainer. It's easy. It's satisfying. All of these are glass. Most have airtight lids. The 365 Plus collection are stackable and made with oven-proof glass. And you're just making things feel more premium, giving a sense of order, and that's all IKEA.
It is. I love that you said get rid of visual noise, because it's exactly what it does. I've done this exact thing, and many of the containers are from IKEA. Yeah. We recently adopted 2 dogs, and with that comes a lot of accoutrement. There's the kibble, they each have a different kind of food. And so I put it into the jars like you have, and it actually looks pretty. It doesn't look cluttered at all.
And it's just easier to go through. Yes, you can see what you need right away. And yes, like you said, the visual noise, the packaging, once that's out, you realize like your pantry is like, easy to manage.
Absolutely. Okay, today is Earth Day. I understand you've got something that's just perfect for that occasion.
This is so perfect for Earth Day. And you know what? This takes spring cleaning and turns it into a year-round thing. What we're doing is we're creating kind of a decluttering center in your home. I would recommend taking bins and labeling them. Right here, I've got a chalk marker that I'm using on crates. You can take any bin, any label that you have. But basically what you're doing is you're making a space for e-waste, for textile recycling, for items you're going to donate. Once you have those set, then the entire family, anytime they have that one random item, instead of tossing it straight in the garbage, they can open up your little, disposal center and figure out where it goes, so that, you're making responsible decisions when getting rid of items that you don't need anymore.
That is a great idea, because it's true. Otherwise, it's going to go in the garbage or just in some pile somewhere. I love that. Now, tell me, be honest. You've got the mend and the fix and the repair. Do you actually ever get to those things?
I know, that's the thing. Well, you know, the bin might get a little full, but but at least we're trying. And you know, maybe one day, you know, you're sitting down Friday night Netflixing, you can pull out all your mending things.
I do that on occasion. I do, especially sometimes I have friends who are really into needlecraft, like knitting and crochet and such, and I don't do those things. So I just bring my mending.
Invite them over, give them all your pants to hem, and everyone welcome for the night.
That's true. Well, what I do is they do their projects of the knitting, and I'll just, you know, pour myself another little treat and I will mend the, you know, the hem on the item or whatever. Fantastic. All right, Denise, this is great. We really appreciate these wonderful tips. Anything else to add before we go?
Thanks, Crystal. No, I was just going to say, you know what? It's about doing things that are easy for yourself, making your life simple, and you know, just enjoying the beautiful weather, enjoying your home, enjoying your items.
It's true. If you enjoy your space more, you're going to be happier, and life does feel a little easier and lighter. All right, Denise, thanks so much for your great tips. Have a great day, too. Happy Earth Day.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
It is now 8:50. We are going to take a brief break, come back to wrap up the show and hear your responses to what gets you up in the morning. That's next.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Love this part of the show because we get to share all the text messages you've been sending us throughout the morning about what gets you up in the morning. Wide variety of answers. The first one, so cool. Samantha from Tusket. That's not too far from Yarmouth, by the way. What gets me up in the morning is my job, lobster fishing super early, and on days off, it's my daughters for high school and junior high. Also, I have 2 alarms on my phone and my clock radio. I'm not a morning person, but like, this is what Latavia said, because I love my job so much, I don't mind. Like they say, if you love what you do, you're doing something right. P.S. Coffee is my superhero. And we've got an epic photo of Samantha.
Okay, Samantha. Wow, this looks like something from Vanity Fair.
Right?
Like, and by the way, tell us the details if you're watching, Samantha. I want to know more about that particular lobster.
Oh, yeah. Please
That's a big one. Yeah. You hear very few women, too, as fishers, so it's nice to hear.
It's amazing.
Incredible.
A lot of moms can relate to this one. This is Jessica from PEI. There are actually 2 things. I have a 6-month-old, and when he wakes up, you hear him on the monitor talking to himself, and you walk in his room. He gives you the biggest smile. Best start of the day. The second I just discovered this morning is having a loaf of sourdough bread proofing in the fridge overnight that's ready for the oven.
Oh, good girl, Jessica.
That would get you up in the morning.
Yes.
Mike from Lower Sackville, in my 2nd year of retirement. Congrats to you, by the way. I'm up and about by 5:30, have a quick bite, head out the door for a good wake-up walk, several blocks over to Metropolitan Park, and take advantage of our beautiful running track. Do a few laps. Then head down to First Lake, which on a morning like this, beautiful. Then back up the road, usually an hour or so. Being a Sackville girl, I'm sure Amanda knows the area. I mean, I do, Mike. It is a great spot to spend your mornings, no matter the weather. You're busy.
The area you mean. That's a great place. What a glorious spot to run.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Mina from Hardwick. I've always been an early bird, never used an alarm, but now that I'm older, my arthritis and fibromyalgia get me up early. Sometimes it's our bodies that do the waking up.
Yep.
Peter was talking about his bladder earlier. That's his wake-up call. Candace, good on you. 4 a.m. get-ups for morning runs are easier if I'm meeting my friends. The vibration alarm on my Garmin, that's like a really nice running watch, usually wakes me up instantly. Candace, up bright and early, getting her done.
Hardcore.
Wow.
Love that.
Nancy from Paradise, this is funny. As a retired person, the thing that gets me up out of bed in the morning is my bladder. I mean, thank goodness, right?
That's true. The alternative is not so great.
No. Marielle, I'm 57 years old, and my kids used to wake me up every morning at 5:30 a.m., and now my internal alarm clock wakes me up every morning, whether I need to or not. Oh, what a gift. Lindsay from Halifax, I have 2 kids. That's what gets me out of bed.
Same, Lindsay.
Amen. Jessica from Sydney, what gets me out of bed is coffee. Don't you love the sound of it brewing if you have it automated? And she likes to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Wow. That's a lot of morning routine,
Mo from Bathurst, going for my morning walk. That is a lovely start to the day.
That'll wake you up.
Okay, and this one I gotta share. This is what gets me up in the morning. Her name is Joy. This is from Marlene, Ryan's Creek.
Joy!
Look at that face waking you up in the morning. And if that's too close, back up.
What a sweetie. What a coat.
Beautiful.
What a baby. Oh my God. Thank you so much for all those responses today. Guess what? Thursday already tomorrow. We're starting our show at 6 a.m. Please join us. You're more than welcome. And good morning to who?
Suji and Bruce.
Bye-bye. Look at his hair.